Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX Deep Dive. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. For a society that often celebrates women stepping into uniform, earning their own living and breaking glass ceilings as the ultimate markers of empowerment, this story shakes the conscience of the nation. We are talking about the brutal killing of Delhi Police SWAT Commando Kajal Chaudhary, allegedly over dowry demands. A woman trained to neutralize armed threats. A woman in uniform serving the state, 4 months pregnant, beaten to death inside her own home. Kajal Chaudhary was just 27 years old. She was a Delhi Police woman constable posted as a commando with its special weapons and tactics or SWAT unit of the Delhi Police Special Cell. A role that demands peak physical endurance, mental toughness and courage. Yet none of that could protect her from violence within her marriage. On the night of January 22nd, Kajal was allegedly assaulted by her husband, Ankur Chaudhary, a clerk with the Ministry of Defence. According to police, she was bludgeoned with a metal dumbbell and her head was smashed against a door frame inside their home near Dwarka Mode in Delhi. She suffered severe head injuries. Kajal fought for her life for 5 days. She was declared brain dead within 3 days, shifted to a hospital in Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, and finally succumbed to injuries in the early hours of January 27th. Her death turned a case of attempted murder into one of murder. But to understand how this happened, we need to understand who Kajal was and what she stood for. Originally from Gannaur in Haryana, Kajal joined the Delhi Police in 2022. She underwent commando training and was later posted to the elite SWAT unit of the special cell, an assignment very few women reach. It was only in 2018 that Delhi Police began inducting women in the SWAT unit. A maiden team of 40 women was formed at a time when there were 200 men in the SWAT team. More importantly, this unit is dedicated to anti-terror operations and tackling hardened criminals. In November 2023, she married Ankur Chaudhary. It was love marriage. The two met while Kajal was pursuing her graduation in Panipat, Haryana. They courted for nearly 4 years. After both secured government jobs, they decided to tie the knot. The couple later bought a flat near Dwarka Mode and moved in together. They also had a 1.5-year-old son who on the night of the attack was at Kajal's parental home. According to Kajal's family, the marriage was marred by persistent dowry harassment. Her brother Nikhil himself, a Delhi police constable posted at Parliament Street, recalls the chilling moments before the assault. On the night of the incident, Ankur called Nikhil and said that Kajal was arguing with him. When Kajal tried to speak to her brother and explain the situation, Ankur allegedly snatched the phone back. What followed, according to Nikhil's statement, is horrifying. Ankur allegedly said, "Put this call on recording. It will help police with evidence. I am killing your sister. Police will not be able to do anything." Moments later, Nikhil heard Kajal screaming. The call got disconnected. Shortly after the assault, Ankur allegedly called again and said, "She is dead. Come to the hospital." Listen to what Nikhil said.
दहेज के लिए तो शुरुआत से इनसे घर पे ही होता था। इनके माँ बाप वगैरह भाई बहन सब ऐसे ही बोलते थे कि हमें तो ज़्यादा मिल रहा था, तुमने कम दिया, ये मिलना था, वो मिलना था। ये तो थी, पर फिर शुरुआत में अंकुर ठीक था, फिर बाद में इसने भी ये चीज़ शुरू कर दी, ये भी ये नहीं दिया।
By the time Kajal's family reached the house along with the police, she had already been rushed to a hospital in critical condition. A forensic examination of the house later found bloodstains on the door frame and on the metal dumbbell, the alleged weapon of attack. Police registered a case of attempt to murder on the 22nd of January, which was later converted to murder after Kajal's death. Ankur Chaudhary was produced before a Delhi court and sent to judicial custody. According to the police, Ankur had transferred 7,000 rupees to his younger brother online. Kajal objected to this, which led him to murder his wife. Kajal's mother, Meena, has made serious allegations of sustained dowry demands despite what the family says was an expensive wedding. She claimed that a bullet motorcycle, a gold chain, a gold ring and 2,100 rupees were given during the wedding, but the in-laws started taunting them, saying that 2,100 rupees was too little for a boy with a government job and that at least 1.25 lakh rupees should have been given. According to her mother, Ankur wanted a car. Reports suggest she bought one using her own money. He had already taken 5 lakh rupees from her earlier, yet the family says he was never satisfied. Her mother further alleged that all of Kajal's jewelry was taken away immediately after she was admitted to the hospital. Meanwhile, police sources say that frequent arguments over loans, household expenses and financial stress were amongst the factors behind the attack. Listen into what Kajal's parents had to say.
2023 में 23 नवंबर को शादी।
क्या पहले भी कुछ खास नहीं होती थी?
हाँ जी, शुरू से ही पहले दिन से ही जिस दिन वो गई थी।
कब आपको पता चला था कि ऐसा मामला है?
हाँ जी,
आपको पता चला था?
मेरे को तो शुरू से ही बताती थी, वो शुरू दिन गई थी उसी दिन बता दिया था भाई ये ऐसे।
22 तारीख को हमको पता चला था। 22 तारीख को हम गए वहाँ लेकिन जब तक वो मेरे लड़का था वो पहले पहुंच गया था हमसे, उसने एडमिट कराई हॉस्पिटल.
But beyond the legal details lies a disturbing question. If a trained SWAT commando armed with authority, income and institutional backing could still be trapped in dowry-related violence, what does that say about the reality many women continue to live in? Kajal Chaudhary's death is not just a crime story, it's a mirror held up to society. This is how dowry, which was declared illegal decades ago, continues to claim lives quietly and violently. This is not just about how Kajal died, it's about why she was made to live in fear, even as she protected others for a living. Dr. Jayanti Datta, clinical psychologist, is joining us live. Dr. Datta, what do you make of this horrific crime and what possibly caused it?
Shocks me really is, something like this had happened earlier also in the NCR region. I'm forgetting the name of the girl. In spite of her complaining to the parents who were aware from the day one that this marriage is having a color of violence and abuse, why didn't they do something in spite of having a brother also in the police? Now, my feeling is, the problem is with the societal taboo that once you are married and it's a love marriage, so probably the parental, shrugging off of the responsibility is also there, that well, you fell in love, you married, so you bear the consequences. Now this is amazing that in spite of having a government job, in spite of being a commando, in spite of being in the police, this kind of a violence, and it's a regular feature, she's been subjected to this violence from the day one. Why? I don't believe it's only the dowry alone which must have led to this kind of a scenario. I think to a great extent it's the family also. It's high time we should not just isolate out the husband. Husband was in the family and there was certainly some kind of a support, cooperation from the in-law side to brutalize this girl. That is why, he could give it this kind of a color and this kind of an end. Look at the confidence. The man says, I have killed her. So now you come and see her in the hospital. Now there is probably a psychotic element also, Very often I'm coming across such cases where the violence is, erupts after a couple of months or a couple of weeks, where the patient is already on antipsychotic. Now this man should be examined whether he's been on some kind of a antipsychotic medication. Secondly, I would say that the in-laws should not be spared at all, because when this kind of thing happens, the family gives the shelter, gives the encouragement, and provokes the man to take this kind of a step. So you should not isolate out the husband alone. They should be roping in the whole lot of family members also who were there with him. Now the punishment, unfortunately, whether we talk about Shraddha, we talk about other cases, the punishment is not open to us. Punishment doesn't come into the media. We are not aware. You take the person to the jail, matter ends there. I think it's high time you should make it absolutely public. You should, from Nirbhaya Kand, we've been asking for quick punishment, the deterrent. Where is the deterrent? There is no deterrent. There is no punishment. You place the man in the jail, it's not a punishment. Public doesn't respond.
Yes.
Public doesn't take cognizance of it. That if I do this, then I'm going to be punished.
And the shocking aspect, Dr. Datta, is that, dowry still exists. Dowry, despite being a crime, still exists. And unfortunately, such cases, should be stopped earlier before it leads to this. The signs were there earlier when these sort of unreasonable demands are being made, when, his first bad behavior comes to light. Perhaps then, if action is taken, it could prevent something like this, where unfortunately she's had to pay with her own life for this kind of depravity.
But the shocking thing is, parents knew The mother says, I knew it from the day one. Brother is in the police, Parliament Street, it's no joke. Why didn't the brother do something about it? I don't think, it's a kind of, I as a criminal psychologist, I will attribute the criminality to all of these people. The parents, the in-laws, it's very easy to kill a woman and then say, oh, this is what happened. I knew about it. This was for dowry. Why the hell you didn't do something about it when your daughter was involved? You take the money, you take her support, and then when it comes to supporting her, you just wash your hands away. What were the parents doing?
Right.
When the girl said that this is what, I think, it's high time we should really look into the legalities, and immediately, there should be punishment, and
Okay.
it should be made public as a deterrent.
Dr. Datta, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on this segment.